Hey, hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther the Third, and man, oh man, oh man, today is the 31st of July, and man, why not do a spotlight for a promotion that's the hottest place in the world? This is the CWF Spotlight. Introduce yourselves one at a time.
Go ahead.
Who's going to be
Well,
the
I'll
one to
go
break
first
the
since
ice
I'm the
first?
champion. I'm Jerome Hendricks, CWF Heavyweight Champion.
Anybody next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, my name is La Brava Escobar, and I actually used to work for CWF a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that.
No, you're right. And I'm Jeff, founder of CWF.
And I'm Vince Lewis. I'm one of the wrestlers for CWF, currently on the injured list, but I tend to be involved backstage at every one of their shows.
Awesome. So Jeff, do you
Yes.
want to explain to my audience the what's it like to run a promotion in like the state of Florida these days?
Oh, wow, man. It's very hard. Florida is a very competitive state. There's 83 wrestling promotions in this state. And, we have some of the best wrestlers in the nation right here in the Tampa Bay area. La Brava, one of them. Jerome, one of them. Lewis, Vince Lewis is one of them. These two men have been around with me for like 20 something years. La Brava, I've known her like 10 years. When she first, got into business, I met her. She's absolutely awesome. She's blossomed into such an incredible athlete and professional wrestler. It's not even funny, man. You're going to see her everywhere. She's, already all over NWA. I don't see her going anywhere from there. I mean, nowhere but up anyway. She's absolutely amazing. That's why when you said you wanted to talk,
Appreciate that.
I see why.
Most people really hate me, so thanks for being one of the very few that actually gives somewhat of a crap about me. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, yes, ma'am.
People hate because they're jealous. They see how far you've come in such a short time, and that's what it comes from.
You know what's crazy? You know what? Every single person that's in this room right now has actually seen from when I was like here, like at the bare bottom when I was training with Frank Reyes, and now look at where I am right now. So, and every single one of you guys actually in this room had a part to play in it. So appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you.
You're absolutely amazing, and you're only going to get better. And God only knows how far you're going to go.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just keep at it. Keep working. You're already in the NWA, making us proud here, and keep go, girl. Keep going.
Yeah, just keep grinding and believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. That's really the best advice I can give for anybody in wrestling.
No, I appreciate every single one of you. I didn't mean to take the spotlight off of Jeff because just was talking about CWF, and then all of a sudden it got turned to me. Spotlight back on you, Jeff.
Headline changed. Yeah, bro.
I mean, I like it when people stroke my ego, but I'll share the spotlight. It's fine.
yeah. That's why I invited you guys here to give this awesome promotion like the spotlight because I'm the internationally known. So like with you guys, the wrestlers on the screen with us. If you guys, any of you guys have any stories from like wrestling with CWF, if you want to share them tonight, you could share them.
Wow.
I think that this latest CWF incarnation is about to take off to new heights. Like Jeff said, in the state of Florida, not only is it stiff with competition, but it's like you said, it's a big state. It's a big state because we've got so many people here. It's a big state geographically. It's big. And when you got a state as big as ours, it's real hard to set yourself apart. But Jeff has done a fantastic job of revitalizing CWF. And I think that it's just a matter of time before we're we're already one of the top promotions in the state, but it'll be just a matter of time before we're the promotion in the state going forward.
And it really shows because Florida is kind of the epicenter for everybody that kind of wants to be something in wrestling, with NXT being in Orlando and AEW being up in Jacksonville. So all the wrestlers that want to be something kind of come to this area, and every single one of them have emailed Jeff to get booked.
You know, brother, I think it's always been that way too. Even in other sports, like baseball, football, where do some of your best athletes come from? State of Florida, specifically, also Tampa Bay, also. So I mean, you know, we're you know, this was Eddie Graham's backyard, and now it's Jeff Weaver's backyard.
Hey, we're trying. You know, over the last year, I've had a few complications in my personal life with some health and stuff, and then some different professional aspects that I've been involved in my whole life with some acting and stuff. I filmed a few movies, so I had to walk away from the wrestling a little bit just because I had to be on set, and I couldn't mentally do both. So I had to pick, filming some movies. Some of those movies are going to be coming out this month, maybe next month too. So now I'm kind of done with some filming, and I'm ready to get the wrestling rocking and rolling once again. We have a few venues we're going to be able to run. 2 or 3 shows a week, or two shows a month in 2 separate venues across Florida. Possibly another venue. Somebody has just come to me with wanting us to do shows there as well. So, ultimately, we're about to just get right back to the grind and get back to where we're supposed to be doing this.
Awesome. Is there any dream wrestlers that you've been watching from the Florida area that you've been trying to you want to get on your roster that you haven't had a chance to have on there yet?
No, not really, man. I've booked, I don't know, probably 125 different wrestlers across Florida, guys that I've been watching for years, and some of them that just popped up. There's several people in Florida that are just absolutely amazing right now. LaBrava herself is in a team called Controversial Inc. Every single member of that team is phenomenal. You've seen them here, you see them everywhere. There's a reason for that, because they're that good. That's why they're booked everywhere. If you want to see, wrestling in Florida, it's not hard to find. There's so much of it going on, and at a high level, even. It's everywhere all the time, pretty much here.
Being the champion, there's a couple of guys that are on my list. One guy works in the NWA along with Brava, Brian Brock. Last couple of times I faced him, he's beaten me. And this is, a couple of years ago. And I got so upset that he beat me. I went and quit and sat out for a couple of years. But now I'm back. And now I want Brock again. So I'd love to face him. After my title victory, a couple guys on the Facebook forums, Bob Cook issued a challenge. I would love to wrestle Bob. Anytime Mr. Weaver and the CWF offices can book that match, I'd love for it to happen. I'd love to wrestle the guy I beat for the championship, Vince Lewis, again. There's a plethora of challengers that I'd love to face, because I know the other companies, they call them championships, but I'm calling that a belt, because that's what it is. That belt signifies the CWF heavyweight champion. He is me, and I want to defend that championship proudly.
Sounds great. Go on, Vince.
One of the cool things seeing when Jerome got the title, or the belt as he calls it, we both came from the same school, and he was one of the people I felt that he never got what was handed to him. He has all the tools to make it in the business. He's got the physique, he's got the athleticism, and he's got the look. And when I saw the response to him winning the belt, it was just, and
it was big.
It was big. And just seeing that, like, wrestling aside, like, Jerome is one of the best people I know, hands down. There's nobody ever has a bad thing to say about him. Everybody loves spending time with him. Everybody loves wrestling him. He's just one of the most underrated guys I've ever been in the ring with.
And I don't know how, because the man's phenomenal. I just don't get it, man.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. And then hopefully in the next up-and-coming title defenses that I have, there'll be some more proof on camera. There'll be some more proof on film. Do we even use that term film anymore? What do we call it now?
I guess because I've seen a lot of people with cameras when I was at the PPW show last month, so I'm like, there's still cameras.
All right, we'll say there's more proof on video then. More proof on video.
It ain't like that 8mm stuff that we used to have back in the day.
You would have saw the way they were doing the show, the PPW show, and it was weird. I was telling my Papa Panther, we were sitting by the ramp, and they were live on Fight TV, and they had a regular camera with the little antennas like an alien popping out of it. And I'm like, so you're telling me, like the meme with the guy with the thinking of the math. So you're telling me that little teeny weeny camera with the little alien antennas popping out of the top of it is sending it into the atmosphere live on Fight TV right now. What the hell is going on?
I saw another promotion in St. Pete about an hour away from me that was using a drone footage to stream theirs, and I thought it was one of the coolest things. It was one of the most innovative production things I've seen in a while, especially on the indie level. You don't get to see a high level production like that, and that was kind of cool to see.
That I think that's one of the greatest things about being in our business, at being in wrestling at this time period in history. Just about anybody, if you have just even if you have bare bones equipment, but the bare bones equipment is so much better than when we first started. And I know, Vince, you can attest to that.
Oh my God, so much better. This is going to show my age because I started when I was 15. We used to have to make copies of our matches, mail them to a promoter, hope that he would watch it, hope that he would mail the tape back, and hope that he even responded. Like now we just email them and send them a link, and it's so much more convenient. And I don't know if a lot of the guys nowadays really understand how easy they have it.
Yeah,
based on that alone.
I'd have to take the video camera that I had the match on. I'd have to beg somebody to record it. Beg somebody to record it.
Oh my God, yeah. We used to take it when our rookie years. We were taking record each other's matches, and then if one of us went on the other show, we'd have to go beg somebody else. It was crazy.
Then we had to take it to a shop, and then the shop would put it on a little tape for us, and then oh hey, by the way, could you make 10 copies of that? My God. Y'all youngins that are doing it right now, I'm so happy for you that you don't have to go through all that foolishness.
Oh my God.
All the time and all the logistics and stuff that we had to go through. So I'm so glad that you got it. I love watching y'all though.
Speaking as somebody from the younger generation, so I started back in 2014 training, but I didn't really start actively training until 2017, 2018. The way that we do that, and I will attest to everything that everybody's saying, it is easy to just grab your freaking iPhone or whatever other potato phone that you have and go ahead and record your match, or have somebody from the crowd that hopefully won't steal your phone, or somebody trustworthy enough to come with you to record your match and be like, you know what, we can use WeTransfer to send it over to promoters. We could send it through Google Drive. We can go ahead and send it anywhere, social media, whatever. Yeah. We have it really easy. We have it really, really easy. So I feel really bad for anybody that had to get copies of VHS tapes, which holy crap. I'm sure the younger generation of kids are like, what's a VHS? It's a gem. Yeah. It's a gem. It's worth one. I still have one.
My favorite one is Google Drive. When I get the things from the wrestlers now, I get a promo video. I used to, back in the day when I worked with Metal Geek, we used to just get the promos and post them from their their messages, and then Instagram started getting very flighty, And weird because you get a video from somebody on Instagram, you would post it, and it looks like it went through a glass thing. So like it was like grainy, and it looked weird. And and for me, one time the wrestler was like scary, so the graininess didn't bother it at all, but it bothered me. And Metal Geek were like, "Oh my god, it looks bad. Someone's gonna get mad at it." The wrestler was like, "Oh, it's kind of grainy," and I'm thinking in my head, "Why are you complaining? Your character is a demon. Like it looks perfect." But if it was a girl like Brittany Brooks, or like a wrestler that's like cutesy, the grainy screen's gonna drive them up thinking that they did it wrong, and it was just Instagram's messenger that screwed up the video. Like, no, 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 no. So yeah, La Brava, you didn't get a chance to tell any of your stories. Go ahead, the stage is yours.
Well, first, before I say anything, because I know that Nick is watching, and shop over at knockoutshop.com, guys. I'm proudly representing Knockouts, official merchandise. I haven't forgotten about you, Nick, so don't worry about that. I purposely wore this. I actually purposely wore this because I was getting ready to do something and I didn't realize you were going to be on this. So I was like, hey, the irony. I kind of like this. It works out. Wrestling, everything works out. Let's see. So I only had the privilege to work I think it was like 1 or 2 shows. I don't know where Jeff went. Jeff was here, and then like he just turned into Casper, and we can't find him anywhere. But
yeah, I know he popped out, and then you have a lot of people on screen right now.
The internet didn't like him.
If you're on the screen, there's too many people on the screen. It only lets certain people in. So like he left. If he left, then I'm trying to get him back, and he's way on the bottom, and I can't even get it to come up. And I do a free service on here, so
I guess
when
we can
somebody's
cycle through
gone,
people.
I could bring him back. So if anybody's done with their stories, I could bring him back in the room. That's the only problem. So
how many people are you allowed to have in here at a time?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 people.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, only 5 people.
That's
the only problem.
So I wish Jeff was here to correct me, because I think I was booked for like 1 or 2 shows. I want to say I was booked for 2, but I could be really, really wrong and say 1. I really don't remember. But it was 2 shows. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought.
I could always bring him back and then have you stay into the waiting room. If you want to do that, go out and then come back in, and I'll let him back in. If somebody wants to leave and then come back.
All right, yeah, I can go in the waiting room, wait till he comes, and I'll come back.
All right, so go out and come back so I can let him back in.
All right, so I'm gonna
Okay.
how do I go out in the waiting room?
I guess
no. Be a leave button in the bottom right.
Okay. No, I was saying if he can. I can't. I don't even know how to get. This is the thing of controlling things on your own. You have to try to get the whole thing and bing bing. Can you go and come back, the champion, and then I'll let him back like that.
Yeah. So I will leave studio. Bam. There we go.
And I'll let you back in. Why is he not letting me do it now? This thing's weird. There he is. There he is. Welcome back. Welcome back to the fray.
Sorry, I had phone difficulties there.
Yeah, I was freaking out because I'm like, oh God, I just kicked the owner of a promotion. He left the room, and I'm like, I'm gonna get in trouble.
That's it. We're all jumping him out of
over. My phone.
Beat up the podcaster. I can't fight. I just know how to talk into a microphone. But all you don't know, my grandfather was a wrestler, and his spirit would come in my body, and I'll be like, don't kill me, and crouching in the corner.
Oh no.
Crouching cat in the corner. But I would be a good broadcaster, a commentator. As I do this, I've done reactions for a promotion in London, England called Savage Pro Wrestling. So I've done commentary. Savage is really cool. You should check them out. Their promotion is like, they don't have, it's weird. In England, you could either have like a big gym of people or a bar. They do shows in bars in England. I think that's fucking sweet. So you could drink a beer and eat wings and watch a wrestling show, and do it in nightclubs also.
I think that happens a lot in Florida too.
Oh wow, okay. And they also They also do empty arena shows. In that Savage Protest has no fans. They have fans, but they don't want them to come in because it ruins the. I know, yeah, that was my face. I was like, what? They have fans, but they only let them watch the shows on YouTube or a service they use now.
Okay.
That's if it works for them. I mean, it's a different formula, but if they're continuously doing it, it must be successful because if they're not making money, they're going to stop doing it.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
and they're a good promotion. The wrestlers are all friendly. They're all nice people. There we go. Welcome back to the friend.
Look at that. We made it work.
Yay! I learned how to push down on the side, like when you go on the you're scrolling on Facebook and you scroll down. Yeah, everybody's here. Everybody's here. So LaBrava said something that she said you weren't here to conduct what she was saying. Well, Bravo, what were you saying that Jeff's now here to
So I stood corrected because I thought I was only booked for one show, but no, I was booked for two shows. But I met actually some amazing people over there backstage, and Kevin Sullivan actually happened to be there that day, if I'm not mistaken, and he was such a great person to talk to. I don't think he remembers tiny old me from when I was back with Frank Reyes when he was my trainer, but I definitely remember him, and he would always give us like advice backstage and like give us a little bit of pointers regarding like our matches and stuff and like what we can improve on. Very, very swell guy, very, very professional. And of course, Nick was there, and Nick and I go way back as well. Of course, Jeff was there. Everybody here was there. You know what I mean? And I've known Jerome from when I was back in like Frank Reyes' days too. So like we go a little bit way back. You probably don't remember me too much because I've changed a lot, but I remember you. You were really, really No, you were really sweet to all of us.
Was I? Okay. I tried.
No, yeah, you were freaking amazing to us every single time. I won't forget the training session. So like I remember that. And then Vince has been around since like day one as well. So like me and him go way back until from like 2014 too. Everybody over here that's worked for like CWF, everybody over here is really genuinely awesome and very professional. A lot of people should be a lot more professional, you know what I mean? But that's what we're here for, so we can make other people look better, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it.
So Jeff, in closing, if there is any wrestler, a young fan, male or female, that wants to get in the wrestling business and they want to like either ring announce or be commentary or even become a professional wrestler, what kind of advice would you give them? Everybody, what kind of advice would you give them and why?
The first bit of advice I would give them is stay in school. Do not give up your education for this. Build yourself something to fall back on if this doesn't work. But definitely, if this is what you think you want to do, give it a try. And if it's something that you like, keep doing it. It can work if you keep doing it. The difference between a winner and a loser is how hard you try. So that's all there is to it.
And I'm going to second Jeff on that. Your backup plan is very important. You know, I'm college educated. Jerome is college educated. I believe LaBrava is as well. As somebody who is experiencing health issues and I've had to take more time off than I care to admit, it's so important to have that backup plan. And because that's where the majority of if you're on the indies, you're not going to, the chance of you making money is very low. And people do it because they love it, and that's fine. But you have to have that backup plan. And the second thing I would say is make sure you're constantly keeping 2 ears open and one mouth shut. Is one of the biggest things. Leroy Howard, the guy who trained me, was always adamant about, because you always kind of have to stay back and listen to what people say, and you don't always want to necessarily believe what they say, and only believe half what you hear, half what you see. Excuse me, sorry. Something I had said earlier. Yeah, I can go on about things to do, like networking is so important. Social media, like we were talking about earlier, is one of the biggest things somebody can do right now. You can just go and market yourself, post daily content. There's people in our area that are so good at it, like Storm Thomas, good friend of mine. He posts something new every day, and everybody knows who he is. Yeah, sorry, I can babble on and on about that for hours, so I'll let somebody else go now.
Hey, you know what? Piggybacking. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Everybody's interrupting Jerome. Nobody lets Jerome talk. Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, I was gonna say I agree with Vince. 2 years open, one mouth shut. Listen to the people who've come before you. They've got wise words of wisdom. I've listened to the Barry Horowitzes, the Leroy Howards, Norman Smileys, Pat Powers, uh, so many others I can hardly name names. Bruce Santee's the world. Another thing, keep yourself. You're an aspiring wrestler. Keep yourself in good physical condition, because especially now where you kids are unbelievable in the athleticism that you have. I thought I was in pretty good shape, back then 20 years ago, but it's hard as hell to keep up with y'all. So you have to be in shape too.
And
But lastly, enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey that you're on, because that's what this is it's a journey. Now, whether you make it to AEW, WWE, wherever it is your heart desires, CW, wherever you end up, enjoy your ride, enjoy your journey, because if you got your eyes on the next thing, you may miss something important that you got right here. So enjoy the ride. I learned that from Marty Jannetty.
yeah, he was a cool person to beat. I got to work with him once.
That's a wild man.
Yeah, he was
I met him
a.
for like 2 seconds, and I felt the energy through his body. All he said was, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like,
He was a fun person. I got to work with him once, and he just gave so much advice afterwards. And to like Jerome was saying, with 2 ears open, one mouth shut, like I learned a lot in the 15 minutes I got to have in the ring with him.
Wow.
It's and it happened again. Last year I got to work another name that I watched growing up, and unfortunately I got injured during the match due to some health issues that I'm having right now. Like I've kind of alluded to, I kind of keep to myself, but same thing where I got to listen to him for a long time afterwards, telling me what I did, what he enjoyed with, what he felt I could do better. There's just always different perspectives, and wrestling is kind of like I forget who said it, but it's kind of like flavors of ice cream, where everybody kind of has something they enjoy that other people don't. Some people like the hardcore stuff, which I'm personally not a fan of. Some people like the ROH style. Some people like the old school style. And everybody has a different taste. So it's kind of important to be well-rounded in that regard. Because you get booked for a promoter and you don't have any idea what he wants till you get there. That he wants something that you're not too familiar with or not too well adversed in. You want to be able to always be ready and not always have to get ready. Staying in shape, to Jerome's point, is so important, not just for wrestling but for your health. With what's happened to me recently, if I hadn't been in the shape I was in, I probably would have been dead. So I'm a huge advocate to staying, healthy and fit. I'll always endorse that. That's going to be the number one thing you should be doing with, whether you're in wrestling or not.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
Oh.
And I talk to Jeff almost daily, and every day, whether I'm hurting or not, I'm training. Training something, and I stay ready in case something comes up.
Yeah, he does.
You always got to be prepared. Oh, I just want to say thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Thank you so much, the CWF champion. Thank you, LaBrava, for coming on the podcast, for doing the spotlight for CWF. I'm Joe Panther the Third. Your turn, Jeff. Your turn.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. Your turn.
Oh, you're the trust.
Your turn, Nicholas. This is
Nicholas.
Damn it. Yes. And
F is
your
something
turn,
else.
LaBrava. And we
Were we
will
supposed
catch
to pose?
you.
I don't know what we were supposed to do.
And we will catch you in the next one.